Hey guys, welcome back. In this tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to get option statistics, which is going to include several metrics and changes in open interest over the last 5 days for each option contract. The requirements to run this will be the actual options data so that we can track and monitor the changes each day. So as long as you have some sort of file or database for the end of day data on the options contracts, you will be able to run the statistics. So an overview for the table will be the daily changes in the last 5 days on open interest, the sum of the net activity over these last 5 days. So if we sort this from highest to lowest, this option contract has the highest net activity for the calls. So it looks like the net change for day 1, which is February 9th, was an increase of 62 contracts on the open interest for this particular strike, having the highest increase on the latest day. So here we have the full name of the option contract, the starting price on day 1, the latest price on day 5, the dollar change for this particular option contract, the percentage change, the underlying symbol. We also have the strike, the expiration, and the flag. We also calculate the VWAP throughout the last 5 days, not only for the latest price, but for the open interest, so that we can kind of tell where the majority of the volume came in. By using the VWAP, we can calculate whether or not the majority of these option holders are in the positive or are in the negative, both on the latest price or on the open interest. We also calculate the dollar worth and also the P&Ls throughout these last 5 days for all the option holders, not only for the changes in the option contract, but also for the VWAPs. And these last 2 columns, I'm testing the market impact. If all these option holders were to exercise their options, it'll go ahead and make the calculations for all the options on the call side and the put side. And we see we have a total of close to 80,000 records. And if I remember correctly, this is about 5,500 different stocks and ETFs. So in the script, it's just mainly calculations and reading in the files. I have this script automated to run each day after I'm done collecting end of day options data. I do have a script in my Patreon that gets this information from the CBOE. So that's the data provider I'm using for this particular script. Since I have this automated, I first test whether or not it's a business day or a trading day. If it is, make the calculations. Otherwise, just close the script. So we start off by reading in the files. I'm only going to concentrate in the latest 6 files so that I can calculate the net change in the previous 5 days. We also have a portion allocated to trying to find unusual options activity for those options expiring within a month for both the call side and the put side. The underlying symbol's close must be less than $15 per share. Volume for the option must be greater than or equal to 1,000, and the volume over open interest must be greater than 2. We also make some calculations to test if the option is in the money, the break-even points, and the percentage to the break-even. So we do this for the call side and the put side. And then we're going to write this to a file in the desktop so that we can monitor and check all the options that meet the criteria. Now to get the table that I showed you, we pass in all the contract names, which is the long form of the option contract. We calculate the changes in open interest and return all the columns that I showed you in the table. We exclude any options that did not return any data, row bind the results, and save this as a binary file. We do the same for the put side, returning the same amount of columns. And after it makes the calculations, we do the same by excluding any empty list, row binding our results, and saving these locally in a binary file. Not only are we going to save these as a binary file, but we're going to write the tables out into the desktop to make sure everything looks correct, and we can analyze these in a spreadsheet as well. So this whole process takes a few hours to run, depending on the amount of contracts in each of your files. Otherwise, if we don't need to make calculations because it was not a trading day, then it's just going to display not a business day. As I mentioned earlier, if you would like to start collecting data for all the options contracts, I do have a script in my Patreon that gets data for over 5,000 different symbols. So I'll leave a link down in the description area if you're interested. And with that, guys, this concludes the video. I hope this was useful information. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.